Hello everyone, this is Toyo from Hokago Card Time. You're joining us again on Zazan Week. So we're finally reaching day 3, which means that we're gonna be changing things up a bit. So yesterday we covered a combo deck, and the other day we covered an aggro deck. Now we're going to be talking about an all-in OTK deck. Yeah, you heard me right. This deck can potentially kill your opponent on turn 1, assuming you open well and the opponent doesn't stack defensive triggers. So that sounds pretty broken. Well, it is. Well, and this is probably why Zazan needs to be banned. Because this deck can easily, on turn 1, do upwards of 10 attacks as long as you open well, and some of these attacks will be able to beat over defensive triggers too, which is pretty ridiculous if you think about it because, well, your opponent doesn't get to play the game. They go first, they write something, and then they immediately die to your combos, which sounds pretty absurd. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the combos. Well, first things off, we have our enabler, which is Rain Elemental Zazan. We talked about this little blue garbage for 2 days already, and what he does is, when you place him, you pay Soul Blast 1, you call 2 vanillas from your hand, and then you draw 2 cards and flip a face-down Cyclone face up. So, well, you already know what this card does. It enables Gen Break 1 early, it also floods your board with big vanillas, and draws you 2 cards. But the most important part in this deck is that it enables Gen Break 1. And why is that relevant? Because all of our combo pieces, these 3 cards, all have Gen Break 1. So starting things off with the most important one in my opinion, Time Break Dragon. Time Break Dragon is a Gen Break 1, on place, you Time Leap one of your rear guards. If you guys aren't familiar with Time Leap, what it does is, well, when you activate a Time Leap ability, you choose one of your rear guards, you bind it face up, and then you call a card from your deck that is 1 grade higher than it. At the end of the turn, you put the card that you call back into the deck, and you call the card that you bound. So, for example, if you bound a grade 1 of Time Break skill, you get to call a grade 2. If you bound a grade 0, you get to call a grade 1. Pretty simple stuff. You guys probably remember Time Leap back when it was really dominant in early 2015-2016. So, our other combo pieces is Upstream Dragon and Malam. Both of these cards do pretty much the same thing. When he attacks, you give it plus 4k, and at the end of that battle, you return it to the deck and call a card that is one grade lower. So Upstream calls a grade 1, and Malam calls a grade 0. The important thing is that they call them as rest. So, of these two, I think Upstream has the more utility, because one of the most basic combos this deck can do is after you attack with Upstream, you return it to the deck, and then you call a Zazan, and you can immediately use Zazan's skill again, Soul Blast 1, call 2 more rear guards, and this is still during your battle phase, remember, so they can attack again, which is pretty crazy considering your opponent is probably still on grade 1. So, we've talked about the combo pieces, now let's talk about the actual combos. So here's a bit of a sample demonstration of the combo. Here we have Malam, Upstream, Zazan, and of course, Time Break. Well, we first need to activate Zazan first, so we call to 2 vanillas, we activate Gen Break 1, and then we can use the Time Break Dragons here to Time Leap one of our grade 1 vanillas into Upstream Dragon. We attack with Upstream, we return it to the deck, we call Zazan, we play the Soul Blast again, and then we get to call 2 more rear guards and attack once more. So that's the basic gist of the deck. But as you might have noticed, well, you run out of soul pretty quickly if you do this on turn 1. So how do we recuperate that? Well, we have another broken Time Leap card in TikTok Worker. So TikTok Worker is a grade 0, it has Forerunner, and at the end of a battle that your rear guard attacked, you can put it into the soul to Time Leap that unit. This is really strong, as you can tell. So for example, if you attack with your grade 0 rear guard, you can Time Leap it into a Malam, and then the Malam can go back to the deck to call another TikTok to keep the chain going. Or if you use it on a grade 1, you get to call an Upstream Dragon to call a Zazan and also keep the chain going that way. Yeah, you can start to see why this deck does a lot of attacks really quickly. So, other than that, we also have, well, nothing. That's pretty much the deck. It's just a lot of vanillas. Here, for example, we have the 15k shield grade 1, we have the 15k shield grade elemental, and then we have a 10k grade 2. And the rest of the deck is just Upstream Dragon, Malam, and TikTok worker in order to fuel our combos, and the 4 time break dragon because it searches our combo pieces. So that's enough talking, let's actually see what this deck can do. Here's the turn 1 kill being performed.
Fears awake, anger beats loud, face reality, never be charity. The enemy you're fighting covers all society. Damn right, mommy's not here, gonna fight all night. Right here, shadow 10 o'clock direction. Seize the moment, destroy the nation. You rhyme slow motion, give me motivation. Breathe out now, and then on your rival. Round up around, spit out, all over. Rhyme like a rolling stone, come in the crowd. Watch out the moon, they diss till out. Guess what this sound, and bombs whole ground. Surround up, don't ease your pace, cause enemies brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truth. You're the only one world, one Lord. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction.
Oh yeah, dun 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 dun, baby baby, dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, dun 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 dun, baby baby, dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, dun 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 dun, baby baby, dun 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 dun.
Okay, that was pretty absurd, wasn't it? Yeah, the opponent pretty much just died on the spot. Well, we high rolled a bit because our opponent didn't check any defensive triggers, but I'm pretty sure even if they check only one, we could still kill through that because our columns are pretty big. So what's the rest of the deck if the plan doesn't go well? Well, we have our previously mentioned friend Cloud Elemental Mowar. We talked about this card a bit yesterday, and in this deck it provides a pretty important role because, say, we only have, well, 6 grade 2s, so we're not likely to rate a grade 2 in this game. But if, for example, the game goes long and we fail on our OTK, we can use Time Break Dragon to time leap one of our grade 1s into Mowar, and then you use Mowar to pick out our best one and write the Body Giran, so you can still stride and still get the grade 3 even though your opponent is, you know, surviving your OTK for whatever reason. Maybe they sack defensive triggers. Okay, so we have the one of Mowar, we have the one of Barigiran, we have 2 Chrono Jets as targets for Time Leap. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. As far as trigger lineups go, well, we have draw triggers because we don't really crit. We just kinda, you know, draw into our combo pieces or draw into defensive triggers, basically. We have the 4 heals because heals are really good in Gear Chronicle, and then we also have the new crit that can allow you to stride with it. We also have Temposphere for consistency's sake because, well, this deck does nothing if you can't resolve Zazan. Okay, so main deck aside, we still have a strike deck to talk about, and one of the things that this deck can do is if you, for example, get lucky and you get 2 heals on your first hand, you are able to second stride Heritage, which is pretty cool because you can first stride Gear Groovy, and Gear Groovy will be able to flip all of these Gear Dragons face up, and they're all probably ZTBs, so you can pretty much follow that up with a Heritage. That being said though, our stride game isn't very strong. We don't aim to get the game go long, we just kinda want to kill the opponent on turn 1, on turn 2, before they're able to set up. Because again, this is a really all-in combo deck. So being a combo deck, well, this deck does have a few weaknesses, but the most glaring one is if you don't resolve Temposphere or Zazan, you do nothing. This deck is pretty much useless if you don't open either of those cards. So that's the risk that you're going to take if you're playing this deck. But I think that's a worthy risk. You're going to be able to pull off some impressive turn 1 kills, turn 2 kills, and just let your opponent not play the game at all. So maybe if that's what you're into, this deck is worth looking into. Oops, I accidentally said into twice. So I think that's about it for the deck profile. There's not really much more to talk about other than, well, this is pretty much what I was talking about when I said yesterday that Zazan enables all sorts of degeneracy. Because back then, a turn 1 kill, a turn 2 kill in Vanguard is kind of unheard of. You'd need to sack a lot of triggers to do that. Like, you need to hit crits, and your opponent needs to have no shield. And yeah, because getting 6 damage really early shouldn't be a thing in Vanguard. Like, your opponent doesn't even ride the grade 3 and they're already dead. That's pretty ridiculous when you think about it. And again, if Zazan encourages this kind of high roll, no follow up, all in combo decks, I don't think that's a very fun format. And again, this probably isn't even the worst of them. Like, there's so many cards in the Card Fight Vanguard card pool that there's probably something more broken than this in the horizon, and oh, I'm kinda scared to think about it. I really do hope they ban Zazan soon. Bushiro, please do the right thing this one time. Thanks for watching the video. If you like what you saw, make sure to like and comment down below. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any new uploads. Thank you all for watching. This is Toyo from Hokago Card Time. See you next time. Bye bye.